Did you know that when Marco Rubio got confirmed as Secretary of State, the vote was unanimous in the Senate? Literally 99-0. And I think that in the immediate aftermath of the capture of Nicolas Maduro, Marco Rubio is on a lot more people's radar. And now the New York Times is saying that Marco Rubio is having a moment, and I would agree. When he started off at the State Department, he overhauled it, making it America first. This meant cutting thousands of jobs, and he literally said the thing about building an America First State Department in April, pretty much right after he got confirmed. He said that over the past 15 years, the department's footprint has grown a bunch, and I checked it out. That's true. In about 2000, we were spending about $10 billion a year on the State Department, and then by 2020, we were at like 45-ish, 50-ish. So about a 4 to 5 times growth in about 20 years. And funding of NGOs was top of the list to discuss. You probably remember a lot of this with me. What Rubio did is consolidate specific functions inside the State Department, because a lot of times what they were finding is that like ambassadors and their teams would do something in an area, and then there would be some ideologically aligned person inside the State Department that would like fund something that was fundamentally against our national interest that our ambassador was literally trying to pursue. So you see here that Rubio took the infamous USAID functions and rolled it up into these regional bureaus. So you kind of have this one area that looks over a particular part of the world, instead of this whole fragmented thing where you have ideologues funding their preferred NGOs even if they're not aligned with what America wants. And the media was calling this a whole distrust of experts. Oh, you're gonna have all these experts leave the State Department. And Rubio literally made fidelity to Trump a criteria for Foreign Service promotions. So they will ask you, like, are you aligned with what Trump is trying to do? And it actually, in my research, appears to me that Trump and Rubio are more of a team than I think people realize. In fact, Rubio is the one who persuaded Trump to drop negotiation efforts with the Maduro regime. And interestingly, this goes back to Marco Rubio's Cuban roots. And this is from an NPR article, which, details that Marco Rubio has focused his attacks. I had to underline the word attacks because only could NPR make this phrase say attacks. Okay, anyway, Marco Rubio has focused his attention on countries with communist governments and on improving relationships with Latin America. There, fixed it for you, NPR. For example, Rubio thought it was shameful that we allowed Castro to keep his own staff in the United States, and he was not about the Obama administration opening up diplomatic relations with Cuba, and this was a while ago, before the current Trump administration. And he seems to be the day-to-day guy shaping and talking about what is going on with Venezuela after Maduro's out. He says it's a team effort. We just want to see changes, and that's what we meant by run the country. We just want to see changes that are beneficial to the United States. I mean, it seems reasonable. And interestingly, there's those Cuban roots again. Apparently, Cuba not feeling so good because they were getting a lot of money related to Venezuela's oil sales. And it's worth kind of looking back on this. So like Rubio went into Panama, told them that they needed to end their influence in Panama or it was going to be problems. What do you know? Panama withdraws from their initiative. There was another issue, this time in Argentina, Paraguay, about this Paraná River. This is really important because basically all the food produced by South America flows on this Paraná River. It's kind of like the highway. And these guys wanted to basically run the logistics, and we were like, nope. And just a month ago, Argentina announced that the state firms from this country not going to be allowed to bid on the project anymore. Oh, interesting. And it's interesting to look back on who else has been in the State Department seat, because Rex Tillerson was a former petroleum CEO, didn't work, and all these people said these, I would say, kind of offensive things about Trump. They said, at least he's an adult in the room. They literally said that about James Mattis. Oh, he's the last adult in Trump world. But clearly Trump and Rubio are working a lot better together. I mean, building an America First State Department, that's the kind of thing that Trump wants. And Rubio seems to be making sure that the people in his department are aligned with Trump's thinking. And honestly, it seems like a lot of it is their thinking, Rubio and Trump. And honestly, Trump plays it a little different. Some people say this is the madman theory, where, they'll say, what are you going to do? In this case, they were asking, what are you going to do about this attack on Iran? He said, I may do it, I may not do it. Nobody knows what I'm going to do. But honestly, as the leader of a military and a preeminent nation, do you really want to tell people what you're going to do all the time? I mean, maybe, but maybe not. And it seems like Trump likes to play it this way. He'll go and say big things, in this case about Hamas, and Rubio will go to them and say, okay, that's what dude said. Let's make a deal. He can be serious. And it seems like a lot of times he can get deals done. The Israeli hostages were freed in that case. He's definitely emerged as a major player in the Trump administration. And interestingly, the highest ranking Hispanic American official in US history, he could be bringing in a different type of voter into the Republican Party and actually steering the Republican Party itself in a new direction. And he just today came out and said boldly, "This is our hemisphere." What do you think?